here. My father was very nervous about me going because of everything that he had, just the media. And when I came here, I realized just how safe and comfortable it is. It reminds me of the way that I grew up as a child in California.
I arrived in Saudi Arabia in August of 2000, so I've been here almost 20 years. The past 11 years I've been here at IPS.
My experience in Saudi, I think that I have to say that has been great experience. In 10 years that I've been working and living in Saudi, I have had the opportunity to meet wonderful people, wonderful colleagues, people that has been always there, willing to help me and be there to support me.
Unlike my other friends who live around the world, I'm in this American bubble. It feels very much like home when I'm here, thanks to Hunger Station and all of the malls and the ease of moving around and the friendliness of the people. My days, no matter where I am, are very much the same. We still have parties, we still have game night, I can still go shopping, the movies. It's too much like home almost sometimes.
The thing that surprised me the most about living in Saudi Arabia and working here at IPS is that it's not at all like what I expected. I read a lot on Google and Googled a lot of facts about Saudi Arabia and information about the area, and it was not at all like what I read. I was a little apprehensive at first, but once I got here, I really loved it.
Before I came here, you read things on the internet and things like that, and you're not sure how friendly they will be or how they will treat you as a foreigner or someone that is a little bit different. And the first thing that I learned was how welcoming Saudi people actually are. At the supermarket, just like walking on the street, you can always ask a question and they will always try to help you. Even if they don't speak English, they will try their best to help you out. So incredibly safe. I don't even lock my door at night. Sometimes I just leave the door closed, but it's not locked. And I will never do that back home.
The perception of living and working in Saudi Arabia versus the reality could not be more extreme. Before I came here and I was telling people that I was going to work in Saudi Arabia, invariably their reaction was, "Are you mad?" But that has not been the case. It's a very safe country to work in and to live in. I think with IPS in particular, with being able to live on the compound, certainly makes it easier than if we were living, say, in an apartment block. But the reality versus the perception could not be wider.
What surprised me most was on how modern Saudi Arabia was. I was very naive about that. Also, I was very surprised on the amount of people that spoke English, which made my life much easier. And I believe that people are so misinformed about the beauty of this country, and more importantly, the beauty of the people that live here.
It didn't match my preconceived notions of the country, and I've enjoyed my time here, especially the winters, because they're a lot more milder than Michigan.
To be honest, when I first learned that I was moving to Saudi Arabia, I was very nervous because the only perception I had was what I see on TV, on the news or during movies. And I really thought I would just come and see sand and camels and tents, but it was completely different. It's a very normal city here in Club and everywhere else in Saudi.
The first one is you get to work with people from all around the world, and that can be challenging, but the challenge enables personal growth, and the people that we have here, they're wonderful to work with. So it's been that experience of working with people all around the world is great.
Most important benefit, the one that I think every teacher should think about, is the work-life balance. I taught for almost 20 years in Milwaukee Public Schools in America, and I was extremely successful, but I had 12-hour days, I worked on the weekends, I dreamed about work, it wasn't very healthy. And the first week, the boss said, go home, relax, don't answer my emails. I've never heard that from the person in charge.
Well, the first is I've paid off a lot of things. You know, just the structure of the school, the rent they provide, they pay actually, allows a lot of free money so you can work on things to pay them off if you want to, including a house if you have one in your country.
The second one is, for the first time in coming to work at IPS, I managed work-life balance.
IPS is a competitive school in the kingdom, and it's private, so of course parents who invest in their children's education are absolutely a big part of their day-to-day life.
IPS encourages teamwork and collaboration in many different ways. I think starting from the top, starting from the management team, every time that we have these general meetings, there is always a sense of we need to do this together.
What I have enjoyed the most, I think that it's meeting people from different cultures.
Part of the thing I love the most is actually traveling, being so close that I'm able to travel in many other countries. I have spent time in Egypt, in Italy, and Turkey. I'm trying to see the most of what I can around the Middle East and in Europe. So being able to afford to travel, and with my job, there's a lot less stress and pressure. I have more planning time. The behavior of the children is a lot more manageable. It's really been a good experience for me.
What have I enjoyed most? The camaraderie I establish with my coworkers, with my students, even with my parents. Some parents have joked that I can join their family if I want, and that's neat. That's never been said before.
Our school curriculum in the early years is the PYP.
PYP focuses on the whole child, and that's why I really like it. It really focuses on the child's, not just their academic, but also the social development, emotional development. It's inquiry-based, which is something that I love. I love the way kids just get excited about learning things, and everything is they take their own lead.
The school curriculum is changing for the better. We are aligned with Common Core, and I'm very excited about that. What I really do like about IPS is that they offer a rigorous curriculum, so our young men and ladies are internationally mindful to be competitive in today's changing world.
Recreationally, in the area, there are quite a few things. The sea, so close by, is a big plus, because even when it's hot, you can still go there at night, and you know the whole city literally is just like camping there, and you just get to walk and to see how people interact and how the families are just like sitting down, and some of them are, I don't know, smoking some shisha, some of them are just playing around, and it's beautiful. So definitely that. Plenty of malls, plenty of shopping centers, restaurants, cafes. Having Bahrain so close is definitely one of the perks for me.
There are a lot of things to do here in Khobar. There are plenty of restaurants and coffee shops that you can visit with your family. There are movie theaters. There are also a lot of concerts every now and then that you can go to, plays. And the greatest thing is Bahrain is so close. So whenever you get bored of whatever is happening in Khobar, you can just, get in your car, and 30 minutes later you're in Bahrain, and there's also so many things to do over there.
There's many things to do. In fact, I have been more busy in my life living here with extracurricular activities. The bus transportation takes you to a various amount of places, and the Sunshine Club at IPS is a wonderful organization that plans trips usually 2-3 times a month.
But I want to recommend it to everybody. Not everybody's a serious teacher, and I think People assume that this is an easy job, and it's not, especially the level of parent and student engagement that we have. If you're not comfortable in a classroom, it's not for you. But if you love teaching, if you are excited about sharing your knowledge with students and parents, and if you are completely 100% well-grounded in your content area, this is the best place to ever.
I would recommend IPS because it's a place where you can grow with the PYP curriculum. Frankly, that's why I chose the school. I was very intrigued by the primary years program, and I felt that IPS gave me the background knowledge and the professional development I needed.
Why would I recommend IPS to candidates? Because IPS gives you a chance to grow. It gives you a chance to find out about yourself as a teacher, to allow you to adapt to how you teach, to the way that the students learn. It challenges you to deal with all different types of nationalities, which you don't have in the United States. And it's a neat place. Everyone is supportive. Administration is supportive. The owner is supportive. All your co-workers are supportive. We're here for the betterment of students.
I went to a job fair and I was actually offered 5 different positions. It was really the director of the school that convinced me to come here. He gave me lots of information about the school. He also connected me with other teachers from IPS, and they responded to me. But what has made me stay here, I just re-signed my contract, is the staff. They become your family because you're away from your family, and it has been really wonderful getting to know people from all over the world.
I got a 3-day notice and I just went on a whim. It was from people that worked here that pretty much made my decision. The beauty of the Euro Village compound, and then the idea of IPS with the new school, and all that has come true, and it's been fantastic.
I was at a job fair, and I was actually planning on going to Dubai or Kuwait. And I ran into this stranger, and it was my first year out of the country, and I said, well, which one do you think I should pick? And she said, tell me about how you live. And I explained to her that when I was working, I was all in. But when I wasn't working, I liked to go shopping and take road trips, and I like to completely relax, but separate from where I live. And she said, oh no, don't go to Dubai, don't go to Kuwait, go to Saudi. You'll be in a bubble, you'll work, you'll save money, and then you can travel, just go to London. And I took it on faith.
What is the dress code? So at IPS, as a male, you're expected to wear a collared shirt, appropriate pants, nice pair of shoes, common sense of professional dress. Is transportation available, or do you require a car? This is something that I was very concerned about coming to Saudi. I do not have a car, however, I obtained a Saudi driver's license. If you have an American driver's license or a Canadian driver's license, they just transfer it over. You don't have to take a driver's test. With that said, I'm able to rent a car if I want to go to Bahrain. You're also able to take a bus to Bahrain through SAPTCO, Saudi Arabia Public Transportation Company. And I Uber everywhere. So if you want to go shopping, if you want to go to a restaurant, it's all nearby. So Ubers are quite inexpensive.